Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the Tech Team. So today we have kind of a different video. As you can see, the camera is pressed over there. Sorry for the microphone, sorry for the screen, I couldn't place it anywhere else. But with all that out of the way, today this is basically a really beginner's guide for starting programming. So what we're going to do is that I'm going to show you how programming works, but without opening any programming languages. So we're not gonna open Python, C, C++, Java, JavaScript, whatever you wanna call it. We're not gonna do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open a Word file, and I'm going to show you a bit of variables, probably some for loops and if statements and all of that. But if you try those in Python or any other programming language, they're not going to work. This is just to show you a bit how programming works. So with the intro out of the way, let's get right into it. So what I'm going to do is that I just opened a new Word file, as you can see over here. And what we are going to do first of all is I'm going to show you some things related to programming. So let's say that you see something like that. So what's that? Basically, in programming we call this a string because it is made out of, as you can see, letters. Now we are going to do something else. What do we call this? This is an integer because it's made out of numbers. And if we do something like that, this is a float, as you can see, or not. This is a float. It's not 100 and 100,000, it's 100.1234. Okay, so with those out of the way, let's start with a variable. What is a variable? So basically, if you are in a bigger class or something like that, you're in university, this is going to be, I think, easy to understand. But if you are smaller in age, then this is going to be something that you would need to pay close attention. So let's say that we have a is equal to 100, b is equal to 100 as well. So when you see this, and if I ask you to show me what's the sum of those two, would you say 200? But you would say 200. But if I wanted you to tell me how you found it, I wouldn't want you to just tell me 100 plus 100. What you should say is basically a plus b. Okay, why is that a plus b, and why is a plus b going to give us 200 as a result? Because we said that a is equal to 100 and b is equal to 100. So when we say a is like saying 100, and when we say b is like saying 100 as well. So it's like right now we said 100 plus 100, and the result is 200. Really straightforward. Now what I want us to do is actually do something that is related to programming. This is actually going to work in Python. So if we were about to use the command print, I can type today, print, that means that we're going to print something. Not in a new paper, but in the screen. So, if you paid close attention before, you probably remember a string. So, to create the string, you can just say that. This, if you said that, the computer was going to think that you mean a variable, right? This could easily be a name of a variable, as you can see over here. So, to tell the computer that we want the computer to print out a series of letters, we would have to use those two and print over here whatever we wanted. So, in our case, what we want to print is type a number. Okay? So, if we were about to run this program, what we were going to get is type a number. But I can't type, so that's what we were going to get. Easy. Now, we want to ask the person that sees this to actually be able to type something. And after they type something, we want to keep the thing that they wrote into a variable, so we can use it afterwards. How are we going to do that? So, we are going to say that first number, which is going to be our variable, we're going to name it first number, and we are going to say that first number is equal to the input of the user. Okay, so what we are doing here is that we are saying that the first number variable is equal to whatever the user wrote. Okay, input is a command, so just learn that whenever we say input is that the user typed something. Moving on, what we want to do now is actually make this actually no, we want to sum two numbers, but two numbers that the user wanted for us to sum. So we're gonna print again over here, type another number. So again, if we were about to run this program, we were going to get type another number, and we are going to say that second number is equal to input. Again, we are just doing the same thing that we did previously. So now we also have a second input. So what are we going to do with those two inputs? We are going to say we're going to print the answer. Okay, so print, let's create a string first of all. Our string is going to say the answer is, okay, and now we want to see what's the answer. So take a moment and think how we could do this. To do it, we are actually going to say first number plus second number. Okay, and that's because it's the same thing that we did previously. We had first number, which was 100, second number, which was also 100, and here our first number is equal to whatever we type. So if we typed 200, it's like setting this variable first number equal to 200. Then our second number could be whatever we typed again. So if we typed 300, our second number is going to be 300. Okay, after that, now is the juice of the whole code. Print, we're going to print that the answer is, and now we want to put the first number plus second number into the code. But if you remember what we said previously, a string is like that, and we type whatever we want here. Let me actually say string. Okay, this is a string, but like we said, to type numbers we don't need those over here. So an integer is going to be 100, for example. Okay, so if we were about to say print the answer is, and over here first number plus second number, we were going to get the answer is first number plus second number. We weren't going to get the actual answer that we wanted. So to make you understand, that was going to be the output of our code. The answer is first number plus second number. But the user probably typed in the first number 100 and in the second number 200. So we would like to the output to say the answer is 300. So how are we going to do this? What we want to do right now is actually get out of our string and create our integer. To do that, we're going to say print the answer is first number plus second, no, sorry, the answer is, so that's what we want to show to our user, comma, first number plus second number. So now the computer is going to understand that the first number is an integer, so is a number, and the second number is also a number. So let's see what we were going to get. If we were about to run this program, the first thing that we were going to see is type a number. So now the program would give us permission to write something. Let's say 15. That's the number that I want. When we type 15, we are instantly going to get type another number. So the second number that I would like to put was probably also going to be 15. We pressed enter and the computer would give us the answer is 30. So this was going to be our output. We see over here print type a number. We get type a number. First number is equal to input. So here we just say 15. Type another number because print type another number. The second number is equal to input as well. So 15. That's the number that I wanted. And Lastly, we have print the answer is, and we get the first number plus the second number, so 15 plus 15, which is equal to 30. But now let's add a little bit of a logic into our small program. And here are where the if statements are coming. So they are really straightforward. If something is true, then we want to get something. Else, if the previous if that we added was false, we want to get something else. Let's jump right into it. So we're going to say that if the first, so I want you to think a little bit here. If the first number plus the second number is equal to something, that's fine, correct. Even here, we did that, which is fine. But if we had to do this first number plus second number 1000 times, wouldn't it be better to just type answer? So we're just going to get the answer. To do that, we are going to say, to create another variable. So answer is going to be equal to the first number plus the second number. So don't get confused, just stay with me. We also don't need this over here, and we just need to type answer. We created a new variable and we set it equal to the first number plus the second number. So every time we don't need to type first number plus second number, the only thing that we need to type is answer. That's it. So now we're going to say that if the answer, okay, is bigger than 10, so if first number plus second number is bigger than 10, we want to print what do we want to print? Let's say that's a big number. So don't care about the parentheses and everything in prints, that's just how you need to put them. Don't care about it. So now you see that we have if the answer is bigger than 10, we want to print that that's a big number. So if something is true, in our case the answer is bigger than 10, then we want something to happen. In this case, print that's a big number. So let's add an else statement over here. So if the if statement is false, we go to the else statement and we're going to say else. If that's not true, if the answer is not bigger than 10, we want to print this is a small number. Okay, really straightforward as well. So if the answer is bigger than 10, we want to print that's a big number. Else, if the answer is not bigger than 10, we want to print this is a small number. And let's say that we were about to run the program again. We would first of all type a number. We would then type, let's say for example 3, and then we were going to get type another number, and we were going to type this time, let's say 5. After that, we were going to get the answer is 8, And after that, the program was going to see, is the answer, which is 8, bigger than 10? No, it's not. So we go to the else statement. We are going to get this is a small number. Okay? So now that we did that, let's say that we don't only want if the answer is bigger than 10, but also if it's bigger than 20. We're not going to add another else statement. The else is saying that if every if is wrong, do that. So we're going to add another if statement. In programming we could say else if, or to be more quick, elif, but we're just going to add another if so everything is easier. If the answer is bigger than 20, we want to print, let's say, whoa, this is a big number. Okay, so let's just run this program for one last time to see what was going to happen. The first line that we are going to get is type a number. The second line is going to be us actually typing the number. So let's say 10. Then we were going to say type another number, which is going to be 11, and then we were going to get the answer is 21. And after that, the program is going to think, is the answer bigger than 10? Yes, it is. But after that, it's going to check, is the answer bigger than 20? Yes, the answer is bigger than 20. The answer is 21. So we were going to get print, wow, that is a big number. So that's the last line that we were going to get. And we can make this infinite if we wanted. We could have 10,000 if statements. And for all of you that know programming, this is not what we were actually going to do, because it would only check if the answer is bigger than 20, which it is, so it wouldn't go down to the then 10, sorry, so it wouldn't go down to the 20. So now you know all of the basics of programming. Not programming, but you know how programming works, how you need to think, how the computer actually thinks. So I also have some programming tutorials, real programming, that we are going to cover Python from a beginner level, which in the first videos you are going to see everything that we learned today, but inside real programming. But if you watch these videos, I also have an intermediate level, which when you get there you're going to know most of the things that you would ever need to use in Python. So I will leave a link down below so you can go and watch them. I hope you liked this video. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to give it a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want. And it will also help me a lot. So that's it, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.